What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video on this kind of windy, overcast, but very nice day here in Siem Reap. I want to say thank you for joining us on our little walk around today, and I also want to remind you that at the posting of this video there are 2 days left if you want to purchase all 3 of my books. Normally I charge $10 each for them, but I put them all in one pack. I call it the all-in-one book pack. You will get Factory Rat, you get A Real Job, you will get a big book of weird top 10 lists, and you'll get Live in Cambodia, a guide for living in the Kingdom of Wonder, for any donation of just $10 or more. And you can do that right through my PayPal link down below. And be sure to give me your email address when you do that, so I can send you those things. And if that's too much, that's no problem. You can also buy me a coffee at ko-fi.com. That link is also down below. No matter which one of those you choose to do, you'll be added to my list and you'll receive all my future exclusive videos and other content I put out throughout the week as a way of me saying thank you. Now let's get on with the video. Alright, so people have had some questions about living here in Siem Reap. Fairly common questions and ones I've answered before. But I always like to say that out of my 600 or so videos I have on my channel, I don't expect people who are new to the channel that have questions about Cambodia to go looking through 600 videos just to try to find an answer to something that they have a question about. That wouldn't be fair. So usually when I get new questions that I think might be pertinent to other new viewers, I like to answer them here. And one of those questions was about transportation. Like if you don't want to buy a motorbike, if you don't either feel comfortable riding one, or you're just not going to purchase one after you move here, what are the best ways to get around town? Do they have a bus service or something like that? The answer is no, they do not have a bus service or public transportation like a bus or a train or anything like that here. It could happen in the future, I guess. I think it, depending on how much the initial investment is, it could be a pretty popular thing, especially once the tourists come back and or people who don't have any other form of transportation. Now I myself, I like to walk. Siem Reap is kind of spread out, but everything you need around the main part of the city is generally within a reasonable walking distance. No more than most things are 5-10 minutes away, at least in the part of town we're living in. But it could be up to a half hour, maybe 45 minutes to get to certain places by walking. But I found that walking is good for you. I think we all know that. It's especially been good for me. I've lost a lot of weight. It always feels good to get out and get some fresh air, or at least as fresh as it can be with the dust during this road construction. And to me, it gives me the opportunity to see things that I might not otherwise see if I was on a faster mode of transportation. But I also understand that a lot of people, especially those coming over here to retire, they're of a certain age, they might have medical issues. They might not be as mobile as they once were in their younger days. I understand that completely. And there are several options to get around town like that. The first, of course, are the infamous tuk-tuks. Those will take you anywhere you want to go in town. There's really no set price for those. You usually negotiate a price. You can flag one down at any time, and oftentimes when you're walking by some, the men will wave you over and ask if you want a tuk-tuk if they see you walking. But there's really no set price from place to place. So generally you tell them where you want to go, name your price, and they'll let you know if they'll do it for that price. They might make a counter offer, then you have to negotiate. But generally these kind of negotiations are all in good humor. It's not an argument or anything like that. It's just a way for the driver to feel like he's fairly compensated. And if you're good with the price he quotes you, that's acceptable. And if it's not, make a counter offer. It's all in good fun, like all bartering is here. And that's something I should say, you should hone up on your bartering skills, I guess you could say. Because there are a lot of places here. If it's not a store that has set prices, but you'll see in a lot of local markets and other establishments, you'll see you won't see prices on anything. That's usually a sign that they're going to have a price in mind, but you want to negotiate it down to get the best deal that you can without trying to rip off or demonetize the business that you're in. And tuk-tuks are no exception. Generally, you can get most places in town for $2 or less per way. But there are some areas that are outer line. They might go as $3, $4, maybe $5 per trip. But that's all up to, like I said, whatever you and the tuk-tuk driver come to. See guys like that one over there. You'll see them all over taking naps in their tuk-tuks, or relaxing, playing on their phone, waiting for a customer. And they're always willing to drop what they're doing to take you where you need to go. So that's always a possibility. When I first got here, tuk-tuks were all over. They were the most, outside of owning a motorbike, they were the most, by far, standard form of transportation here. They were on every street corner, lined up on all the different streets everywhere, and you could take your pick. But a couple of years ago, a company named PassApp decided to bring their service to Siem Reap, especially in the cities, Phnom Penh and Siem Reap, and others. And the tide has turned. I remember that when I first saw PassApps showing up around town, I thought, well, there's no way that they're going to take the place of tuk-tuks. I didn't see them succeeding very well, and as in a lot of things, I was wrong about that. They basically taken over. They are probably more abundant now than the regular tuk-tuks. And that's for a couple reasons. One, they're about generally half the price, sometimes a little less than half, but still generally cheaper than a big tuk-tuk. They don't require as much gas, so they don't have to charge as much. You have the ease of the app you can use to get a pickup whenever you want if there's not one readily available. Or just like with a regular tuk-tuk, you can always flag one down or walk up to one, tell them where you want to go, negotiate a price. I'll give you an example. Generally, if we're downtown somewhere, like let's say over by Luke's apartment, and we want to come all the way back to our apartment over here in the Wat Polanka area, we can grab a PassApp from his place all the way back to our apartment for 5,000 real, which is $1.25, without having to use the app. We've never been turned down. We've never been asked for more money from a PassApp guy. But the other day we didn't have one available. All we had was a regular tuk-tuk, and he wouldn't budge anything less than 7,000 real. So another 50 cents, which isn't a big deal. It's not a, you know, life-changing amount, but you know, if you use them frequently, the higher prices will add up after a while. So I think it's a financially, it's probably better to take a PassApp rather than a regular tuk-tuk. Looks like we got some noise coming up here. Oh, over there. There we go. Finishing up these roads. However, my argument for taking a tuk-tuk would be twofold. At least once, I think everybody should ride in the tuk-tuk when they come over here. They didn't originate in Cambodia, but Cambodia's kind of made it their own. You know, tuk-tuks are kind of synonymous with most countries in this part of the world, and they each put their different spin on it. And so I think it's culturally, if this is your first time, just to experience it, you should get into a regular tuk-tuk. Of course, that's your decision though. But the second reason I prefer a regular one over a PassApp is because PassApps are really small and boxy, and to local people that might not be a big deal. They always say they can seat 3 people in that one seat in the back, and I'm thinking 3 very tiny people, very small stature people. Most Western people, they're 2 at the most, and you're not going to have a whole lot of room. So you're kind of hunched over. They can be difficult to get in and out of if you're of a certain height or a certain girth. And you want your ride to be comfortable, not like all boxed in like in one of those. But the regular tuk-tuks are big, they're more open, they are way roomier. They usually have 2 seats in the back, one facing toward the driver, the other one facing toward the back. And you can easily fit 3 adults on either side. So you can have like 6 people share a ride. So if you have some friends, you're all going from place to place together, you can save yourselves, everybody can save you know, a little bit of money by just sharing the fare. Of course, some would argue that a regular tuk-tuk is a little more dangerous. I believe PassApp drivers have to pass like a driving test. They have to be licensed through the app and everything. Whereas anybody here can just buy and start a tuk-tuk even if they've never driven before. Never taken a road test, never don't even know what a license is. So there is that factor. I've had some tuk-tuk drivers do some things I even found is a little bit risky and crazy. And there were a couple times when a thought went through my mind, oh, so this is the way I die. Okay. I get it now. Luckily, hasn't happened yet. Well, people have died on tuk-tuks before, either getting in an accident, either the tuk-tuk hitting some other vehicle, another vehicle hitting them. So that's another factor to take into consideration. Now there really are no private taxis here either. So just like with the buses, you're not going to see a lot of, or you're not going to see any taxi cabs waiting to be hailed down. So if you know somebody that has a vehicle, has a car, that would be your third option. there's a lot of people here, a lot of locals who would be happy to sit down the back of their motorbike and take you somewhere if they happen to be going the same way. You know, you come over here, you make friends, and yeah, they might be able to help you out in that regard also. And I'm not going to tell anybody whether they should buy a motorbike or not, but if you want to, that option is available all over town. You can find them from private individuals and also a lot of businesses to either rent or buy one for yourself. But that would depend on your wants and needs. And I just want to give a big shout out to Siem Reap for, I said this in my last exclusive video also, of showing my supporters some of the road work being done here and being completed. And this road is coming along great. So I just want to give a big shout out to those workers. They have done a great job, especially in this last month. Really coming together, putting it together. Got the roads, the sidewalks are all looking nice and being filled in. Got all the ornaments, you know, the trees and the other stuff to make it look good. And they got some aesthetic things still they have to do. They have to put up street lights, and finish planting some trees and sweeping up the sidewalk and, you know, just making it look generally as nice as they can. But it's coming along really, really nicely. Their goal is still the same, to have it all done by the end of the month. And I think they can hit that goal. The way it's coming along now, you see crews out working in some of these lesser done areas, sometimes well into the night, because they're committed to getting this done by the end of the year. And they say they have a 95% completion rate at the time, so. And I have noticed that just in the last couple of weeks, places we needed to walk, we don't have to take a lot of detours. We're not running into a lot of the construction areas where there's a lot of dust and noise and, you know, dangerous equipment to go around. So that's always a good thing. All right, that'll do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And be sure to share it if you want to. Be sure to check out all my links down below. Like I said, you donate through PayPal, Ko-Fi.com, or join my Patreon, and you'll be put on my list to receive exclusive weekly videos and other content. And any donation of $10 or more, you'll get a copy of my 3-in-1 book pack. All 3 books for just $10 or more. So it's a good deal. Get it while you can. Also, other channels that I like, vlogging from Cambodia and Vietnam, those are all listed down below. Feel free to watch all them, and you'll be glad you did. Look at these hedges. This is the Royal Gardens again. We like coming down here. I do anyway. Beautiful. They're keeping it up really, really good compared to what they were before. It always looks good. Always smells like fresh cut grass. You know that smell? And they're getting ready to hold some special events and concerts and things in this area. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, all my social media is down below if you want to check that out. My Dave Does Cambodia Facebook page. And of course my science blog website. That link is down below for all your science news at a glance. All right, I'll talk to you guys in the next one.